The Testament of Reuben, the firstborn son of Jacob and Leah. Introduction. Reuben's confession and repentance. The copy of the Testament of Reuben, even the commands which he gave his sons, before he died in the 125th year of his life. 2 years after the death of Joseph his brother, when Reuben fell ill, his sons and his sons' sons were gathered together to visit him. And he said to his children, he was dying, and he goeth the way of his fathers. And seeing there Yehuda and Gad and Asher his brethren, he asked them to raise him up, that he may tell to his brethren and to his children what things he had hidden in his heart. For behold, now at length he was passing away. And he arose and kissed them, and said unto them, Hear, my brethren, and do ye, my children, give ear to Reuben your father, in the commands which he give you. And Reuben said, Behold, and called to witness against them that day the Creator of heaven, that they walk not in the ignorance of youth and fornication, wherein he was poured out, and defiled the bed of his father Jacob. And he told them he smote him with a sore plague in his loins for 7 months. And had not his father Jacob prayed for him to the overseer would have destroyed him. For he was 30 years old when he wrought the evil thing before the overseer, and for 7 months he was sick unto death. And after this he repented with set purpose of his soul for 7 years before the overseer. And wine and strong drink he drank not, and flesh entered not into his mouth. And he ate no pleasant food, but he mourned over his sin, for it was great, such as had not been in Israel. The 7 spirits of deceit. He said, and now hear him, his children. What things he said he saw concerning the 7 spirits of deceit, when he repented. 7 spirits therefore are appointed against man, and they are the leaders in the works of youth. And 7 other spirits are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man. The first is the spirit of life, with which the constitution of man is created. The second is the sense of sight, with which ariseth desire. The third is the sense of hearing, with which cometh teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell, with which tastes are given to draw ear and breath. The fifth is the power of speech, with which cometh knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, with which cometh the eating of meats and drinks, and by it strength is produced. For in food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, with which, through love of pleasure, sins enter in. Wherefore, it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind man to a pit, and as a beast to a precipice. Besides all these, there is an 8th spirit of sleep, with which is brought about the trance of nature and the image of death. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the spirit of fornication is seated in the nature and in the senses. The second, the spirit of insatiableness in the belly. The third, the spirit of fighting in the liver and gall. The fourth is the spirit of obsequiousness and chicanery that through officious attention one may be fair in seeming. The fifth is the spirit of pride, that one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the spirit of lying, in perdition and in jealousy to practice deceits and concealments from kindred and friends. The seventh is the spirit of injustice, with which are thefts and acts of rapacity, that a man may fulfill the desire of his heart. For injustice worketh together with the other spirits by taking of gifts. And with all these the spirit of sleep is joined, which is that of error and fantasy. And so perisheth every young man, darkening his mind from the truth, and not understanding the law of the Most High, nor obeying admonitions of his fathers, as befell him, being Reuben also in his youth. Reuben's sin. And Reuben said, Now, my children, love the truth, and it will preserve you. Hear ye the words of Reuben your father. Pay no heed to the face of a woman, nor associate with another man's wife, nor meddle with affairs of womankind. He said, For had he not seen Bilhah bathing in a covered place, he had not fallen into this great iniquity. For his mind taking in the thought of the woman's nakedness suffered him not to sleep, until he had wrought the abominable thing. For while Jacob their father had gone to Isaac his father, Reuben was then in Eder, near to Ephrath, in Bethlehem. Bilhah became drunk, and was asleep uncovered in her chamber. Having therefore gone in and beheld her nakedness, he wrought the impiety, without her perceiving it, and leaving her sleeping, he departed. And forthwith an angel of the Most High revealed to his father concerning his impiety, and he came and mourned over him, and Reuben touched her no more. A warning against sin. Pay no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of women, nor set your mind on their affairs, but walk in singleness of heart in the fear of the overseer, and expend labor on good works, and on study, and on your flocks, until the overseer give you a wife, whom he will, that ye suffer not as Reuben did. For until his father's death, he had not boldness to look in his face, or to speak to any of his brethren, because of the reproach. Even until now his conscience caused him anguish on account of his impiety. And yet his father comforted him much, and prayed for him unto the overseer, that the anger of the overseer might pass from him, even as the overseer showed. And thenceforth until now he had been on his guard, and sinned not. He said, Therefore, my children, I say unto you, observe all things whatsoever I command you, and ye shall not sin. For a pit unto the soul is the sin of fornication, separating it from the Most High, and bringing it near to idols, because it deceiveth the mind and understanding, and leadeth down young men into Hades before their time. For many hath fornication destroyed, because, though a man be old or noble, or rich or poor, he bringeth reproach upon himself with the sons of men, and derision with Beliar. For hear ye regarding Joseph. He guarded himself from a woman, and purged his thoughts from all fornication, and found favor in the sight of the Most High and men. For the Egyptian woman did many things unto him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions, but the purpose of his soul admitted no evil desire. Therefore the Creator of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden debt. For if fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Beliar overcome you. For evil are women, my children, and since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attractions, that they may draw him to themselves. And whom they cannot bewitch by outward attractions, him they overcome by craft. Reuben said, For moreover, concerning them, the angel of the overseer told him, and taught him, that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men, and in their heart they plot against men, and by means of their adornment they deceive first their minds, and by the glance of the eye instill the poison, and then through the accomplished act they take them captive. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a harlot's bearing she beguiles him. Flee, therefore, fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind, because every woman who useth these wiles had been reserved for eternal punishment. For thus they allured the watchers who were before the flood. For as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands. And the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to giants, for the watchers appeared to them as reaching unto heaven. Beware, therefore, of fornication. If you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses from every woman, and command the women likewise not to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. For constant meetings, even though the unrighteous deed be not wrought, are to them an irremediable disease, and to us a destruction of Beliar, and an eternal reproach. For in fornication there is neither understanding nor righteousness, and all jealousy dwelleth in the lust thereof. An exhortation to obey Levi, in whom is vested a royal priesthood. Therefore then Reuben said unto them, Ye will be jealous against the sons of Levi, and will seek to be exalted over them. But ye shall not be able, for the Most High will avenge them, and ye shall die by an evil death. For to Levi the Creator gave the sovereignty, and to Yehudah with him, and to Reuben also, and to Dan and Joseph, that they should be for rulers. Therefore Reuben commanded them to hearken to Levi, because he shall know the law of the overseer, and shall give ordinances for judgment, and shall sacrifice for all Israel until the consummation of the times, as the anointed high priest of whom the overseer spake. Reuben adjured them by the Creator of heaven to do truth, each one unto his neighbor, and to entertain love, each for his brother. And draw ye near to Levi in humbleness of heart, that ye may receive gifts from his mouth. For he shall gift Israel and Yehudah, because him had the overseer chosen to be king over all the nation, and bow down before his seed, for on our behalf it will die in wars visible and invisible, and will be among you an eternal king. Reuben's death and burial. And Reuben died, having given these commands to his sons, and they placed him in a coffin until they carried him up from Egypt and buried him in Hebron, in the cave where his father was.